Hi, this is Dr. Kemi for Kemi Talks Media. It is the 22nd of May 2025, Thursday morning. I want to give a stern advice to all Nigerians who like to talk about Israel and Gaza. There's a lot of wars going on globally, and everybody has some level of freedom of speech. But if you're traveling to the US, UK, Canada, Australia, UAE, or any affiliated countries to Israel, Gaza, and United States, stop talking about that war. Leave it alone, okay? There is something going on in the US right now that many students are getting deported and returned back to their country. If you get a US visa, you filled an I-20, you got your F-1 visa. This is the same visa I got when I went to America in 1983. Go to school. Do what you came for. Don't go out there and become an activist protesting in a war or for a war that you don't know anything about. I am a journalist. I retired after 31 years. And all I know is that on October 7, 2023, I woke up and I saw Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu tweeting some crazy tweets. And I wanted to know exactly why these tweets were so graphic. We have these things. Journalism is a rough draft of history. I discovered that there was a door-to-door attack in Israel. Okay, Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, people knocking on people's door and shooting them on sight. People were killed, murdered. No one knew exactly what was happening yet. It was unfolding. And the next thing at the music festival, we saw gliders coming up from the sky with people shooting on those gliders to some of the concert goers. Many of the concert goers were killed. Some were taken away as hostages. We saw a lot of atrocities. Let me tell you something, okay? I was in the middle of trying to figure out what's going on with Mobat on the 7th of October of 2023. Mobat just happened like on the 12th of September. I woke up that day early, working, and I just saw this thing in Israel. At the end of the day, it seems that the world has forgotten exactly how this war started. If you know me as a journalist, at least when I was practicing, I don't report conflict, okay? I went to Iraq. I covered the Iraq war, okay? I covered it from home and I covered it from the field. Okay, I was working with an NBC affiliate at the time, WBAL and all that, okay? I did a lot of my internships and things over there. And I'm just letting you know that conflict causes a lot of problems, especially when you're a journalist, okay? I already suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder from all the trauma I went through in my childhood, even my adult life, over my family, over my sexual assault by 20 men. When I was 13, I've been through a lot of PTSD, and I don't cover conflict. That's why you don't see me covering Israel, Palestine, India, Pakistan, all these different wars, Ukraine, Russia. I don't cover conflict. But this is very passionate, and many of you don't know what's going on in the news because you didn't follow up. This war was instigated by Hamas. People, wake up. This is why archives are online. Go online and see what happened at the United Nations General Assembly in September. Mr. Netanyahu had just spoken at the assembly, and he said everything is going on in the land. Everybody's moving well. Everything's going well in Gaza. Everything's going well in Israel. We thought we finally had peace. This was his speech. Go and read Netanyahu's speech. Okay, September 2023 at the United Nations General Assembly. Everybody comes, all presidents come and tell you what's happening in their country. Everything was cool until 2 weeks later, Hamas started again. Remember, Hamas started the war. And when you start the war, the person you're warring against will not stop. I'm not supporting Israel. I'm not supporting Palestine. I'm not supporting nobody. Look at how they've dragged other countries into it. Look at how Iran got in. Look at how Syria got in. Look at how Yemen got in. Look at all this stuff. Okay, in the whole course of this, a helicopter crashed, and one of the leaders in Iran, I think, was in there. Just so many things happen. Don't you see the Bible unfolding here? Okay, and the land is good and everybody's... That's right there in the Bible, everything that Netanyahu said. And then the Philistines came and then they started bombing. The Philistines are the Hamas. Wake up, people. I've never talked about this war. I've never gotten involved, but I'm just telling you this now because I want you guys to know that some of you are getting in the wrong thing. I'm concerned more about students being deported. Okay, I'm concerned about ICE arresting people because they have a mass affiliation or they are spreading Hamas propaganda. That's not going to be allowed in the US. Go and do what you came to do. People told me in Canada that when I got to Canada, I should have done what I had to do, get my papers and all that. But when people were being shot behind my house, especially Ephraim Brown, an 11-year-old, Google Ephraim Brown, Ephraim Brown, okay, Toronto, murder, and my name. You'll see all the stories. When Ephraim Brown was being killed and all that behind my house, I couldn't keep quiet. It thrusted me into gun violence activism. Ultimately, the conservatives were not happy and they wanted me out of Canada. I didn't commit a crime in Canada. They chucked me in a political deportation. But at the end of the day, people, okay, that whole thing about go and do what they ask you to do, all right, it could well apply, all right, but I didn't go to Canada to get papers. I went to Canada, I filed asylum when the 2007 election got violent and they started attacking journalists and media houses. So at the end of the day, people, can you just stop? If you are online, don't spread Hamas propaganda. I'm just warning you now. The US is looking at everything. There's somebody I know that went to the US Embassy last week in Nigeria and they denied them the visa. The person has always been going to the US back and forth. This is a guy, he goes to buy business goods and all that. They denied him a visa last week. Do you know why? Because he's there spreading Hamas propaganda on his platforms. Now, as you know, you have to show your social media platforms now at the embassy. Okay, those of you with burner accounts, you have to put them down. You can't lie. Your digital footprints is already known. But at the end of the day, they denied him a visa. Please stop spreading Hamas propaganda on your platforms or anywhere. Okay, leave Hamas alone. Let Israel deal with it. Okay, whatever Trump wants to do, Trump. Don't get into this political rhetoric. You gotta be careful. We as journalists, okay, I'm retired, but we as journalists, okay, don't forget I'm blogging now. I blog part-time, once a week, twice a week. I blog the White House. I was a Washington insider, at least in the Clinton administration. And I know what's going on in Washington. I got friends there at the White House and stuff, in the press corps. At the end of the day, people, you got to remember, okay, that governments will take care of governments. Don't get involved in their complicated stuff, all right? Don't get deported, okay? It's very hard to get a visa anywhere. And don't forget, U.S. has allies everywhere. Okay, you talk bad about this war. Allies look at you. Be very careful. Julius Malema was denied a visa because he was doing a rally in South Africa. Kill the boy, kill the boy, kill white farmers. Okay, white farmers are supposed to be the BOER. Okay, for all I know, a boer is a pig. It's a kind of wild pig. And, the whole thing is so racist up there. All right, when I was telling you guys 3 weeks ago, last month, that Malema was denied that UK visa to speak in Cambridge because he's advocating violence in South Africa. Now, Mr. Trump's hand has reached the video. And last night was movie time at the White House. They literally turned off the lights and showed it. Some of the South Africa lawmakers and parliament there, they were ashamed. They couldn't look, even the presidents. So don't get involved in these things, okay? Focus on yourself first, okay? Don't lose your visas. Visas are hard to get. All right, I'm Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I'll answer them.